What's up guys, DC here, coming at you with an exciting new video. Today I'll be taking you out in the field for a small repair job. Client said his concrete mixer had a crack and needed some welding. I'll be using my Clutch 220 SI gas MIG for this repair. Let's find out exactly what we got to work with. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and drop a like, thanks. So the crack turned out to be a completely broken off part. I mention this because my first tip is to always try and get pictures or videos of the project you will be working on. Today I missed out on bringing my work table and a torch to preheat, but no worries, we always adapt. We're going to start off by removing this old U-bolt, cleaning our part, and also the section it will be welded to. That U-bolt is no good and the weld will be way stronger and will hold up longer. I'll be using the Diablo grinding pad from Home Depot. This thing does wonders when it comes to grinding off material. You will need an adapter for this, it will not work with a traditional lock nut. Another reason why I like using these grind pads is because they don't bounce back on tight corners like flapper discs do. I hate those things. It's not too clean, but it's good enough. As you can see, the mixer is covered in concrete residue. Also, this blade had been welded on before, so I tried to remove all the old material that was left over. Be sure to wear your PPE when you're welding and grinding all this stuff. Now this blade was pretty thick. I'd say about 1/2 inch to 5/8 give or take, which brings me to my next couple tips. If you're ever welding something thicker than usual and you're not confident your machine will perform, my advice is, when in doubt, max it out, or at least close to maxing it out. After you try a couple tacks, you can adjust accordingly. Don't forget to grind off a section for your ground, especially in these conditions. After you clamp the ground, make sure your welding gun is grounded out and make sure your gas is on. Fit up on something like this is not too crucial, so I did everything by hand and I make sure I tack all the corners in an opposite pattern, if that makes sense. Which brings me to my next tip, or I guess this would be a trick. If you don't have a torch to preheat thicker material, you can use your tacking to do some preheating. Gradually increase your weld time as the material warms up. Now this method might not always work, but it might get you out of a pinch someday. Any questions you have or anything you think I left out, please leave in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Welding this was not difficult, just a bit awkward trying to keep the gloves out of the shop. The base metal wasn't all that clean to begin with, so it did lead to some sporadic welding and left the beads a bit dirty as well. And that brings me to my last tip. But before we get into it, I'm going to let you listen to the welder just so you can see how it sounds. Or if you like, skip ahead for the last tip. Here we're doing 3 consecutive welds with no bogging down from the generator or loss of power. I did get a few pauses from the machine. I wasn't sure if that was the trigger or the machine, but I'll try to look into it. I'm using 030 ER70 wire from Lincoln, and for gas I'm using 100% CO2. Next is just a few different angles I try to get. Now I did mention my welds came out a bit dirty on this repair. So my final tip for this video is, just like they tell you to choose your battles wisely, Try and start judging what projects you can get away with not grinding the final welds. These welds, I'm sure, were smothered in concrete that same day. Whatever time you can knock off the job, that's more money in your pocket. So choose wisely. Now that wraps it up for this video, if you catch my drift. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok, Down and Dirty Welders. Be sure to check out our merch. We got shirts, hoodies, stickers, and freebies with every order. Thank you guys for watching, and look out for my next video. It's going to be an unboxing of a new welder I picked up. Hope you enjoyed this video. Peace.